Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 2 of our League Challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on August 22nd, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. Stellar Crown pre-releases continue Saturday, September 7th at 1 p.m. Go see more pre-release dates in this video's description. League Challenge Thursday, September 12th at 6 p.m. and our second special Sun and Moon On format tournament Thursday, September 19th at 6 p.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games, and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. On the left, Roaring Moon. On the right, Lugia. Our Lugia player starts us off by benching a second Lugia V on the bench. Of course, that's very good, just in case one of them gets knocked out on the opponent's first turn. And that's a definite possibility with this Roaring Moon deck. Jamming Tower put into play, rendering all tools useless. Jet Energy attached to the active Lugia V. Jacques attempted to be played, but the rules say no supporters can be played on the player that goes first turn. Looks like that's it for our Lugia player, and things are passed over to our Roaring Moon player on the left here. Squawkabilly in the active spot. Nest Ball being played now to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench. Most likely going to go for that Roaring Moon EX. That scary Pokemon has a couple of attacks. Its first attack, Frenzied Gouging for 3 energy. Knock out your opponent's active Pokemon, put 200 damage counters on yourself. Its second attack for 3 energy, Calamity Storm, 100 plus, 120 more if you discard a Stadium in play. So, the first attack deletes, second attack does 220. Lots of good stats on this Roaring Moon EX card as it's found and put onto the bench with that Nest Ball. Next is Trekking Shoes to take a look at the top card of the deck, and you can discard it and draw one more. That happened. Another Trekking Shoes found and resolved here. This time we kept that first card off of the second Trekking Shoes. Ultra Ball being played next, discarding a couple of Darkness Energy to search the deck for a Pokemon. Either another Roaring Moon or maybe that Petulant EX can be found. Gonna go for the second Roaring Moon. Darkness Energy in the discard pile is good because of Dark Patch and Professor Sada's Vitality, both accelerating Darkness Energy from the discard pile. There is still Squawkabilly, Squawk and Seize live to keep this turn moving. There's still a lot more to come. As Pokestops put into play and resolve now, discard the top 3 cards of the deck, and then you can put any item cards discarded this way into your hand. Looks like Petulant, Counter Catcher, and another Pokestop are discarded, so that Pokemon Catcher, goes into the hand. Double Dark Patch being played now to accelerate 2 Darkness Energy onto a bench Dark Pokemon. And Squawk and Seize. You can only use that ability on your first turn. When you do, discard your hand and draw 6 new cards. Nothing significant discarded here as another Trekking Shoes played. Looking at the top card, discarding that one and going for the next one. Double Darkness, of course. Now we just need Professor Sada's Vitality. Earthen Vessel. Actually, no, the attachment from hand gets there. Now we just need a way to get the Roaring Moon into the active. So first going to do Earthen Vessel, discarding a Darkness Energy to search the deck for up to 2 basic energy cards. 2 Darkness Energy, most likely going to be plucked out of the deck here. And then I think we're looking for that Petulant EX to get that Roaring Moon into the active and attacking. So there is the energy attachment per turn needed now to fully power up that bench Roaring Moon EX. And then we're just after the Petulant, I think. Supporter can still be played this turn. Love this Roaring Moon deck. Players checking out the resources in the discard pile to better inform their next move. There we go, Professor Sada's Vitality. That supporter card accelerates energy from the discard pile to 2 ancient Pokemon in play. So that we accelerated an energy to 1 energy to each of the bench Roaring Moon, and then draw 3 cards. That's the second effect of that card. I think I see an Ultra Ball in hand, so that Petron is pretty much guaranteed. Oh, yeah, we can just attach and retreat too. Silly me. Alright, attach to the active, retreat into that fully powered Roaring Moon. No need to put the Petron in play and poison damage and all that other good stuff. We'll just use the fundamentals and use the Calamity Storm attack. 220 damage, discarding that Pokestop. That Lugia V had 220 HP, so knockout. Replacement Lugia V flies into the active spot and play resumes over on its side. Replacement Jamming Tower put into play. Gift energy attached to the active Lugia V. And Professor's Research being the supporter of choice. Discard the hand and draw 7 fresh new cards. We're looking for Ultra Ball double Archeops here to at least be relevant in this game. Against this Turbo Roaring Moon deck, of course. Putting the pressure on turn 1. So yeah, if we can get double Archeops and Ultra Ball in hand, well, we have the Lugia V-Star, so that's good. Evolved to Lugia V-Star. Put that Mincino on the bench there to wait it out to evolve to do big damage eventually. Another Lugia V put onto the bench, and oh my gosh, things are just passed back over to Roaring Moon. Ugh. Petron EX put onto the bench here. There is the KO already online, not before Trekking Shoes. Drawing that card, we're debating on keeping it or discarding it and drawing 1 more card. We're going to keep it. Okay. Now we just want to start to power up a second Roaring Moon, basically. The Frenzied Gouging does take the KO on the opposing active. There is no missed energy, so that would have made a big difference. There was a missed energy on the Lugia V. We couldn't Frenzied Gouge. That Pheasantipede EX put into play. Another energy manually attached to the Roaring Moon on the bench. I think you're okay to attack and end the turn here, unless there's more cards to play. Ultra Ball thinning a couple cards out of the hand, out of the deck. Searching the deck for a Pokemon card. But I think it was mostly just to thin the hand and also the deck. Another Roaring Moon found and put into the hand here. Don't really need to put it in play since there are 2 Roaring Moon in play already, but it just depends on the player's strategy. And their list, I guess, what they got going on in their list in hand. And they are actually going to put it into play, so this thins it out of the hand. All good, all fine here. And Frenzied Gouging for the KO. Knock out the opponent's active and put 200 damage counters on yourself. That gift energy does trigger there with the knockout. Does it? Does gift energy trigger? Let's research. Do a little research in the professor's lab. Gift energy says if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, draw cards until you have 7 cards in hand. Well, that Lugia V-Star was actually knocked out due to an effect of an attack. The effect of Frenzied Gouging is knock out your opponent's active Pokemon. It doesn't do any damage to the opponent's Pokemon. Gift energy again says if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. So gift energy should not have triggered there. Of course, both of our players are responsible for board state here. It doesn't seem that either player caught the error there, so for the sake of the video, we'll just continue on. I'm sure it was an honest mistake. Both players didn't catch it. All good, we'll just move on. But for the future, remember that those little nuances in the cards, and never be afraid to reread them or call a judge if you ever need help. Cincino evolves into the active spot there. V-Guard energy attached to it. It can take the KO now with its special roll attack. Oh, no, no, no. What's its first attack? Gentle Slap? Yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. As a Carmine is played as a supporter for turn now. Discard the hand and draw 5 fresh new cards. Let me double check that Cincino. Next is a Capturing Aroma. Flip a coin. If heads, search the deck for an evolution Pokemon. If tails, search for a basic Pokemon. Looks like Tails was flipped, so that Blood Moon Ursaluna will be plucked out of the deck and put onto the bench here. Cincino does have the Gentle Slap for 30 damage for 1 energy, so it is taking the KO on this heavily damaged Roaring Moon EX, the perfect KO. So at least there's that, but then you're staring down a almost fully powered Roaring Moon EX as it moves into the active spot and play resumes over on its side. Night Stretcher brings back a darkness energy from the discard pile that gets attached to the active, fully powering it up. Boss's orders is in hand, bringing up that Lugia V into the active spot, and Raging Bolt will take, or Raging Bolt, Roaring Moon will take the KO and the last 2 prizes of the game. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.